Dan Allen reporting. The next news at 21 hours.
Out of 15 people at a bar, it's easy to tell a spy.
Because spies have big ears.
Simply discuss classified or any other military information with your best friend. That's how you tell a spy.
But my buddy's no spy.
Maybe not, but how about that big-eared guy down the bar?
Remember, out of 1,000 people, it's easy to tell a spy.
So don't tell him.
This is Marne Monitor, a weekly glance into the activities and interesting sidelights of the 3rd Infantry Division. News and views, music and sports, the voices that make up the 3rd Infantry Division. Now, from the Marne Division Information Office, here's tonight's host for Marne Monitor.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Army Specialist Doyle Wenzel, welcoming you to another 25 minutes of the show that keeps you in the know with the 3rd Infantry Division. Tonight we'll talk about an education program starting in the 3rd Division and go out to Emory Caserne to visit a flying club. But right now, Mama Cass kicks things off on a Wednesday evening. And move in a little closer, baby.
When your world's closing in and there's no place to hide and you're needing a friend to be there at your side, send a message to me. I'll arrive and you'll see whether you're right or wrong. This is where you belong. Visit us and you'll see.
The 3rd Division is always improving its education program, and a new educational program is about to start. With the story, here's Army Specialist Jerry Smith.
The University of Oklahoma is preparing a master's study program for college graduates in northern Bavaria. And with us this evening on Marne Monitor to discuss that program is Dr. Theodore Balo, the GED District 4 Supervisor. First of all, Dr. Balo, could you give us in a nutshell a description of this planned University of Oklahoma graduate program?
Well, what we have in mind is to bring to the Wirtzburg area a graduate program of studies. This we feel is something that is needed by many military personnel and also some civilians who have a baccalaureate degree. Specifically, the graduate studies would be in the fields of economics and public administration.
Dr. Balo, how much time should an interested student have remaining, would you say, in this command or in Germany to get this program actually going and off the ground?
The University of Oklahoma would allow 5 years for the completion of these graduate studies. Now, if an individual were stationed here in Europe for 3 years, he can, with a certain amount of studious application, complete the requirements within the 3 years. A good average time would be 2 to 3 years. Now, what we're faced with here is that the individual must complete 10 seminars, and these seminars consist of 1 week each. Now, if we spread this out over 5 years or 3 years, if he takes 2 or 3 seminars a year, he can complete the program within 3 years.
Well, how is this program practical then, Dr. Balo?
Well, we feel that this program is particularly suited for the military personnel that we have stationed throughout the Würzburg area, and to a large extent we service the 3rd Division, which are the tactical troops. Now, the program itself is very flexible and practical. The student does not have to attend irregularly scheduled classes. He can do considerable reading. It's basically a good reading program, and then he attends seminars which are given throughout the year. And these seminars consist of 1 week each, where he can schedule according to his commitments and requirements with his particular unit.
Doctor, a sidelight here this evening on Marne Monitor. Has the education center structure in Europe had to undergo recent revisions because of the higher number of college graduates in USERA?
Although we feel that there are more military personnel coming into the service with their college degrees, we haven't felt a very strong impact as yet. However, we are planning ahead to provide services for these military personnel. And this graduate program with the University of Oklahoma is a step in that direction.
Well, finally then, Dr. Balo, the people interested can get complete information this weekend, correct? And could you give us the complete details on this weekend?
The most important point that I'd like to emphasize is this. All personnel, military and civilians, who have a baccalaureate degree and are at all interested in graduate studies, I would say those within 60 miles of Würzburg or those within 50 miles of Nuremberg, if at all interested in graduate work, and this represents a good opportunity, visit the Würzburg Officers Club on Friday 25th and Saturday the 26th. Now, Mr. Lee from the University of Oklahoma will be there Friday all day and Saturday till 12 o'clock, and he will interview and accept applications and enroll persons in these graduate studies.
It sounds very interesting indeed, Dr. Balo, and we'd like to thank you for being with us this evening on Marne Monitor. We've been speaking about the planned University of Oklahoma Master Study Program for college graduates in northern Bavaria. And we've been speaking with Dr. Theodore Balo, the GED District 4 Supervisor. This is Army Specialist Jerry Smith reporting for Marne Monitor.
Johnny Burnett had a big, big song in 1957. Number 1 song called
Dreaming, I'm always dreaming, dreaming, love will be mine, searching, I'm always searching, hoping, someday I'll find someone to love me, someone who needs me. But until then, well, I'll keep on dreaming, keep right on dreaming, dreaming, till my dreaming comes true. Dreaming, I'm always dreaming, dreaming. Love will be mine. Searching, I'm always searching. Hoping someday I'll find someone to love me, or someone who needs me. But until then, well, I'll keep on dreaming, keep right on dreaming, dreaming till my dreaming comes true.
Time now for the 3rd Infantry Division Bulletin Board. A tour to the Nuremberg Zoo is on tap with the Harvey Service Club in Kitzingen this Sunday. The bus leaves at 11 hours. And that night, the Marne Chorus will present a concert of contemporary music. The performance starts at 20:30 hours. This Sunday, the Ledward Service Club travels to the Schwimmbad in Bad Kissingen. The bus leaves at 1300 hours. And speaking of swimming, Marne Division Special Services is now looking for members to participate in the Youth Swimming Championships in Berlin. So get into the swim of things. Call Special Services at Würzburg 7122 or 6032. An art and photo exhibit is now showing at the Leighton Service Club in Würzburg. The display consists of black and white photos of all categories as well as creative art entries. Awards presentation for the best entries is scheduled for 1400 hours on Sunday. Your Marne PSD assistance team will be at Harvey Barracks in Kitzingen tomorrow. They'll set up in the EM Club, and all units at Harvey can get assistance on nearly any personnel problem they have. These assistant teams, a service of Marne Division PSD. And that's your bulletin board for tonight. Send your items to the 3rd Infantry Division Information Office, APO 09036, for the bulletin board. There's a chance for Marne men to get in the air during their spare time. With that story, here's Army Specialist Larry Weidman.
I'm talking with Jim Wilson, the President and Chief Flight Instructor of the Skyline Flyers Association. Jim, could you tell me a little about this club?
Well, the club is an American flying club that was organized about 1.5 years ago, and we have 3 aircraft presently, 2 Cessna 150s and a Cessna 140. We do instruct for all the various ratings, including the private, commercial, instrument, and any ground school ratings a person could also get some help on. And we do have available here in Germany inspectors and examiners to get any flight checks that we need. Any written examinations can also be readily arranged for.
Where is the club located?
We're located at the civilian side of Emory Army Airfield, which lays up on top of the hill behind the Emory Caserne, east of Würzburg, about 1 mile from the center of town.
Well, Jim, what is the difference between flying here in Germany and the United States?
Well, basically, there is no difference whatsoever. Our training techniques are exactly the same as flying in the States, and we fly exactly as we would fly in the United States. Our rules and regulations apply here the same as in the United States, and a person flying here, learning to fly, would have no difficulty flying in the United States whatsoever. The only thing that he probably would gain in advantage flying here is that while he's flying, he'd probably enjoy it a lot better because it's very picturesque here in Germany.
Is there a language problem in communications while flying?
Well, not really. The international language here in Europe is English. And anytime you have two different nationalities of persons speaking on the radios, they must use the English language. There is no difference here as far as speaking on the radios. The procedures, the radio terminology, and everything is the same as in the United States.
How does flying through the Skyline Flyers compare with flying price-wise in the United States?
Our prices here on our training, both for instruction and the aircraft, would compare very favorably with the prices in the United States. The average prices that you'd find in the United States for civilian flying, our prices would fall very, very comparable to those prices.
Now, for example, if someone was interested in joining the Skyline Flyers and possibly taking flying instruction, is there a way that he could get a chance at flying some before he actually joined?
Yes. We decided some time ago that anyone coming to the club and contacting us that would like a demonstration ride, they may have a one-time demonstration ride at the same rate that the regular member would fly at that was already in the club.
And how does a person go about getting more information about the Skyline Flyers?
Well, to get information, the best thing would be to contact me, and my home phone is Würzburg 591663. Or, if a person is close enough, they could drop by the civilian side of Army Airfield most any time. I'm there 7 days a week.
We've been talking with Jim Wilson, who's the president and chief flight instructor for the Skyline Flyers, headquartered at the civilian side of Emory Airfield in Würzburg. This is Army Specialist Larry Weidman reporting for Marne Monitor.
Mr. Frank Sinatra had his own ideas about flying a few years ago when he sang,
Come fly with me, let's fly away. If you can use some exotic booze, there's a bar in far Bombay. Come fly with me, let's fly away. Come fly with me, let's float down to Peru. In Llama Land, there's a one-man band and he'll toot his flute for you. Come fly with me, let's take off in the blue. Once I get you up there where the air is rarefied, we'll just fly starry-eyed. Once I get you up there, I'll be holding you so near. You may hear angels cheer, 'cause we're together. Weather-wise, it's such a lovely day. Just say the words and we'll beat the birds down to Acapulco Bay. It's perfect for a flying honeymoon, they say. Come fly with me, let's fly away. Once I get you up there where the air is rarefied, we'll just glide starry-eyed. Once I get you up there, I'll be holding you so near. You may hear angels cheer, 'cause we're together. Weather-wise, it's such a lovely day. You just say the words and we'll beat the birds down to Acapulco Bay. It's perfect for a fly. rock, let's fly away.
Frank Sinatra on a Wednesday Marne Monitor, and we'll have more music, but first let's take a look at Marne sports. On the Marne sporting scene this past week, A Company, 1st Battalion, 4th Infantry rallied back after losing their first 3 sets to win second place in the Southern Regional Volleyball Championships. They will now join the first-placed winners, ComZ in Würzburg, this Saturday to battle against the Northern champs. The Würzburg Babe Ruth baseball team is looking for more players. All positions are open on the team. Boys must be 13 through 15 in age to participate. Those interested may register at the AYA in Würzburg. The Babe Ruth season will be starting in the middle of May. And that's the Marne Monitor's focus on sports. We close out this week's Marne Monitor with a very pretty tune by Bobby Vinton.
To know you is to love you. Just to see you smile makes my life worthwhile. To know you is to love you. And I do. And I do, yes I do. I'd be good to you, and I'd bring love to you. Everyone says there'll come a day when I'll walk alongside of you. To know you is to love you. And I do, yes I do. Why can't you see how blind can you be? Someday you'll see.
Well, so much for tonight's Marne Monitor. We'll be back next Wednesday at 20:05 hours. On behalf of the 3rd Infantry Division Information Office, this is Army Specialist Doyle Wenzel.
This has been a weekly glance into the happenings of the Marne Division. This program is produced by the 3rd Infantry Division Information Office. Tune in again next week at 8:05 when, once again, AFN presents Marne Monitor.
Have you got a yearn to let your hair down, stomp your heels, have a good old country hoedown? Well, the Würzburg Roller Square Dance Club is just itching to have you join them every Wednesday evening at 8 o'clock. The hootin' and hollerin' takes place at the American Youth Activity Building on the outskirts of Leighton Barracks. See you there, partner. AFN Nuremberg.